Hi, my name is JKJang. I submitted a project for the Housing on the Edge design competition by AIA Central Valley, and I was lucky enough to be recognized for my project entitled Mosaic. I am very sorry that I do not get to attend this event with all of you tonight, but I am very flattered that I get to present my project alongside so many great institutions and peers in the emerging professionals category. So without any delay, in the Pecha Kucha style, let's just move straight on to my project. All right, so 5 minutes for Mosaic, Sacramento. It's based upon Elemental's award-winning Half a House in Chile, which if you don't know about that, go listen to the episode of 99% Invisible that talks about Half a House. Mosaic offers an affordable, sustainable, and flexible framework that allows opportunities to express their identity through the adaptation and expansion of their space. That expression of identity to me is really what is most important here, especially in terms of building a community, which is what I think we're all after at the end of the day, whether or not we realize it. Here's the site plan. 12 modules, 47-foot cubes. Each cube has a single-family residence shown on top in blue, which is expandable upwards, has 2 lofts, which is below that in the red and the yellow, and across from those lofts is an apartment, and that makes up a module. The apartment is also expandable upwards. This just kind of shows those expandable areas in a little more detail, and basically what that means is once you move in, once you own this place, you can save up your money, and as you grow your family, you can grow your home as well, and you can expand upwards. So let's look at these spaces. We got the single family, which is 1,000 square feet. You can expand because you can cantilever it. You can expand up to 1,500 square feet. The loft is 500 if you really want to. You can interrupt that nice 2-story space and get a over 700 square feet. You could probably add another bedroom there. The apartment, which is 725 square feet, you can basically double that, get almost 1,500 square feet total of livable space, more than enough for a 3-2, right? So we need to make these affordable though. And so we do that by keeping them basic, right? They are all glorified studios. The only nuance that I'm going to point out here is that there's an opening between the 2 levels on the exterior so that you can get some sunlight between the apartment and the loft. That opening is shown here in the top left of the rendering. Here's the loft where you can see it's a pretty cool space for anybody who can make it up and down that loft ladder. You can be super comfy here with 2. If you want to get cozy, you could expand that bedroom platform towards the camera and you could probably house up to 4 people in here. This is the apartment, expandable above. Also, it's a glorified studio right now. If you want to, you could build in your stud walls. You could designate a bedroom. You could designate an office. But if you're okay with this studio life, then you don't need to have to pay for those costs, right? Let's keep it open. People like that open floor plan anyways. Just think about a young couple who's coming in. This is not a single family residence. It's just a little bigger, right? Think about a young couple who wants to own. They want to stop paying rent. And they want to buy a place where they know they could end up having a family. That opportunity to expand is going to be so valuable to them and important to them as they seek an affordable home, right? And I just want to harp a little bit on this idea of getting out of your rent. The number one distinguishing factor between generational wealth of the haves versus the have-nots is the ownership of land, ownership of property. If we don't address that, if we don't get the have-nots into ownership, then we're not fixing the problem. We're fixing the symptom, right? Let's look real quickly at the structure here. Everything, all the wood you see that is exposed must be glulam, right? We can't have any exposed mass plywood. Mass plywood might be new to some of you. It's exactly as it sounds. It is massive plywood made the same way. You can make posts of it. These are 12 by 12 posts and beams with 2-inch thick panels clad on top of it. We call this post and panel. At the Tallwood Design Institute, where I took a course on mass timber, we compared post and panel construction with concrete construction for tilt-up concrete buildings, warehouses, right? And material-wise, it was nearly apples to apples. Once you consider also the labor costs involved, it is a no-brainer. Mass plywood is faster and cheaper to install from a labor perspective, and it just is so much better aesthetically and especially carbon-wise, right? But if we're talking about the resources that go into this, I want to talk about the resources that come out of this, namely human resources. To me, human resources are the most important thing if we're going to talk about affordable housing. We don't want to send people into dingy, dark places. We want to send people into places that they care about. Because when they care about home, they'll express themselves happier. They'll be happy to come home. They'll be excited to expand and adapt their places for their needs. And what you're going to end up with is a whole mosaic of different structures based on this same module. And the whole complex of Mosaic after 30 years is going to end up looking different, each module to each module, based on the individual who lived there, because they're allowed and able and incentivized to express themselves through the architecture. And I think that having that excitement within them is really going to build the best communities with which is what builds the best cities. So I think Mosaic is really a great idea. It needs more work to figure out all the details, but to not think about this half a house idea and to not think about mass plywood would really be missing some great opportunities to make Sacramento a terrific place for anybody of any income. Thank you so much. I know I went over, but this is a recording, so I think I can probably shorten it down and make myself sound a little bit like a chipmunk. Hope you all have a great night. I'm so sorry I don't get to be there with you, and I hope you all have a great weekend, and I can meet you sometime. Take care.